What is up, everybody? Gingy Beardy Guy here. Want to welcome you all to the show. We got another Brackeys day coming up for you here. Fortunately, it is going to be another shorter stream. Just things have sort of gotten in the way. Not a big deal. Didn't make sense to not stream, so we're going to stream and we're going to play through some of your submissions. If you guys are lurking and you have a project that you want me to play, feel free to put it into the queue by typing !submit with your submission link, and we will go through it together. Understand that the feedback I provide will be critical, and I trust that you understand that it all is meant to just sort of bring in some interesting questioning to show your project, get a better understanding of sort of your thought process and what your intent is, and see if maybe there's ways we can, you know, provide some insight and some helpful tips or anything like that you guys are looking for. We had a pretty good turnout yesterday, but things are off to a bit of a slow start. That's perfectly fine, though. I hope the day has been good for all of you guys. It is a lovely Saturday, late afternoon. You guys probably had me for just a little over, about an hour and a half. It's going to be about an hour and a half. It doesn't give us enough time to play through many, but like I said, it didn't make sense not to stream. So we will be taking care of that. Looking through the history from our previous streams, there's definitely some games that people wanted to submit that I wasn't able to get to, so perhaps I will start there. Let me just see. Did that one. Wasn't able to get to this one. There's another one too. This one here. And what else? There was one that Desmond shared, I think it was about 2 streams ago. There's a lot of chatter. Just scrolling through it. Give me a second. Oh, I see. This is their GMTK entry. Might find some time to play that. We're going to focus on Brackeys, though. Have a look if we got any activity. I see there are some of you. Totally fine if you don't feel like chatting. That's A-okay with me. I'd hate to go through these projects and not have the devs here, though. At least they made an effort to come and see, so maybe we'll wait to see if they come in. So okay, we're gonna randomize, and we're just gonna see what comes up. Legends of Shadow Gaia, Echoes of the Lost Realm. That is quite the mouthful. It's disqualified, huh? Real Agnar, thank you so much for joining. First time chatter, thank you for being here. So why was it disqualified? I kind of want to know why this project is disqualified. Oh wow, they have a trailer. Let's have a look. We got music. Oh, I don't know if that's copyright. We should probably keep it off. I mean, there's a lot about it that raises questions, like why do you have to capture from a screen? Is this played on a Switch? Wait, what does that say? Made by the hit upcoming company Hex Gamers, where our motto is where cool games are made. Dude, are you guys... Is this serious? Can't tell if it's serious. Cannot tell if that's serious. Okay, well, random's already, like, failed us. Oh, they even have a name your own price on it? Maybe that's what it is. Don't spam jams. Oh, this page was made 21 days ago. Okay. That's probably why it got disqualified. Real Agnar, I'm curious. Did you participate in Brackeys? Did you have a project you wanted to maybe share that you wanted me to play or something? Oh, I didn't even know you could change this prompt. Your first game jam. Wow, that's exciting. Yeah, if you have a submission link for it, you wouldn't have to add it to queue. You could just put it in chat since you're the only one here right now. I'm kind of just flipping through random projects, which is a-okay, but if you're looking for feedback or anything, I'm here for you. I'll give you a moment to do that. In the meantime, I'm just gonna take a swig of my coffee. Alrighty. Other People's Biscuits. Appears to be a two-person team. Awesome. The game is all about taking risks to get the biggest payoff. It also just so happens to be heavily focused around the buying and selling of biscuits. You did not write the Godot game engine. Okay. We also used 4 sound files from Freesound. Each file is licensed. Yeah. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So let's check out your landing page. In the world of high-stakes trading, no stakes are higher and no competition more fierce than that in the prepackaged biscuits market. You have what it takes to survive the pressures of the prime time, or will you crumble to the bottom of the package like so many before you? Nerves, buttons. Biscuits will be risked. Okay. Cool. And it runs in browser. That's exciting. Is there a way to full screen it? Let me see if I can just kind of zoom in here. Cut that off. We go a little bigger. Okay. You know what? I'm curious. Can I find the container in the console maybe? How do I just inspect? Because I'm thinking I could just find whatever it's linked to and just kind of open that in a separate window. Trying to see if that's even possible. Yeah, that's the full body. I want to go. We got a wrapper, inner column. Here's the game. Okay. Oh, no, I want to go here, enter, go. Ah. Much better. Now, how do I full screen it? There we go. All right, how to play. You want to be the big bun of Bun Street, you better listen up. Welcome to your first day at Risky Biscuits Stonks, Accomplices LLB, where biscuits is in the name and risking is the game. Even though your father's brother's former roommate is one of the senior accomplices, you got to prove yourself just like everyone else. My job is simple: buy low, sell high. Easy, right? Make sure you watch those lines, the ones on your screen, I mean. You don't want to go on a buying frenzy if the lines are all going up. Everyone knows that ain't no way to make the big bucks. Instead, keep track of the going price of biscuits and try to buy at times when you're bound to make the most buckaroos. There's no sales target in your first week other than make the accomplices the most money you can before quitting time at 4. All right, hold on. Music player's still up. Let's take that away. The big boss will call you every so often with some hot tip on what he thinks is about to blow up. If you're as smart as that suit you're wearing looks, then you'll take what he says with a chunk of salted caramel. Just make sure you make good money if you ignore him, though. He's not the patient type, and you're bound to get an earful if you don't listen to what he says the first time around. You don't let the boss catch you. You can also check the newspaper during the day. Sometimes there's some good info that will impact the biscuit market in there, but you seem like the kind of biscuit buyer who trusts their gut more than media. Hopefully that works out for you. There's more. Now, there's newfangled computing machines, can be pretty complicated, so here's a quick rundown of how everything on your desk works. Press. Okay, so this is the part that I think should come first. I just want to know like what actions I can do. Press the buy button next to a stock's ticker to buy one of that stock. Press the sell to sell one. It should be obvious, but you can buy stocks if you have money, and you can only sell stocks that you own. Keep track of your money counter at the top of your screen. Number of stocks you own is listed at the bottom of each square on your screen. Click the newspaper on the bottom left at any time to check for stocks related events. When the boss calls, click the phone on the right in order to answer. If for some reason you feel like you need a break, you can just start typing the keyboard at the bottom of the screen. Oh, thank God. Last page. One more thing. Don't forget that time is money, and you're definitely taking your time explaining this part. Don't forget that time is money. You got to pay your traders' fees. We got to cover licensing, power for these honking machines, and not to mention all those coffee and snacks we encourage you to help yourself to. Don't worry, we automatically take $5 out of your available money every 15 minutes, so you don't get surprised at the end of the day. If you have any other questions, don't ask. It's an eat or get crumbled operation at Risky Biscuits, blah, 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 blah. But all being said, good luck, and may the invisible hand of the market keep you from falling apart before the tea time. So, little wordy. I can understand, people wanting to, like, throw in that sort of like narrative aspect to everything, and it's cool that you got that, and I'm not really here to sort of criticize it for that. I just feel like you're getting a little carried away with just the wordiness of it all. I feel like you could have condensed all of this into a single screen, and then everything that's here in text could have been dished out to me as I was playing. If you spoon feed it, I think it kind of sinks in a little more, because like the in between, you start describing like controls and what it is that the player is actually doing, what actions they're going to take. That's like in the middle of all this fluff. And for someone like me, undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure ADHD. I know there's a lot of people that do. I just feel like you're kind of losing me in all of the noise with that, when you could just be concise and to the point. But like, yes, explore narrative. Like, there's no reason not to. It's just, if that was focus, I guess we'll find out if it truly was. But the point is to just buy and sell stocks. I think a lot of people can understand that that's it. And everything you're talking about here, we're going to take money out every 15 minutes. Just call it a tax. It's like, there's a tax. We have things to pay for. I mean, it could be that simple, right? All right, we shall begin. Oh my God. So much going on. I was kind of hoping I'd see the dog, to be honest. If this is all on my screen, hey? Oh, news, menu. Is this just pause? It is. Continue. Phone is unavailable at the moment. Oh, I like that little doot. Day 1, 09:30. We haven't reported on it. We encourage you not to think about it. 12 minutes later, global mint supplies redirected to power. Giant laser used to destroy incoming extinction level meteor. Supply chains crater. So that is global mint. Should be this, right? Oh, there's the dog. My cousin saw an unidentified flying buttery, flaky object in the night sky. Sell and gravy before the truth gets out. Okay, so this is the quantity I have? Okay, I sold it. I did what he told me to. The mint is suffering. Let's hold on to that. My wife told me to get her a birthday gift. Get in there and buy me some cake. Sound effects for your buttons are hilarious. Okay, so I know the game says buy low, sell high. Is there like a certain value that I'm trying to build towards, or is it really just trying to stay in the positive? During my last Glamp Ground Retreat Vision Quest, During my last Glamp Ground Retreat Vision Quest, a shark told me that he really thought it was time to buy whatever that is. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Buy it at 50. Oh, I probably shouldn't have bought it at 69. Oh, I can't afford it.
Oh, game over, man.
Stay positive and survive. Yeah, okay. We ran out of dough. Don't worry about it too much, though. We didn't expect much. With your connections, I'm sure you'll wind up a VP in some AI first game studio real soon. It almost hits a little too close to home. All right. So I suppose that seems like a good price. Buy that. See, I'm not like into stock trading or anything like that. So do the numbers jump this frequently? I feel like they're going a little fast. Oh, I bought that for a penny. Look at us. I think I did. I'm actually not sure if I did. Oh my god, did I just buy it at 34? No, I don't think so. See, I'd say that part is a little confusing to me. I think there should be something communicating to me what price I caught it at for buy or for the sell. I suppose I could crunch the numbers and see how much I have left in my bank, but I'm not looking up here. I'm looking at this stuff. And the way that they jump between values so quickly, like this isn't even going like, I'm not even sure, is this every second? It feels like it's faster than that. Like the pace of how the time's moving doesn't seem like it's actual seconds. Lampground, time to buy. Okay. I don't know. I mean, $40 seems good. I guess I should be selling Snake, I mean Bun. I heard they're finally gonna make them available. Buy mint. Well, I can't at the moment. Is there anything worth selling? Oh, that seemed really low. King Beasley was on TV today. He just so cute. Buy Royal. I kind of wish he would just tell me when is a good time to sell. Like when the trends are coming in. If he had some kind of like special behind the scenes sort of knowledge of it. Oh no, that was a bad sell. Oh my my god, everything's cratering right now. Sell. I need the money. I'll tell you right now, the rationale that I have is the ones that are keeping at high value. I just want to, right now, in my situation, because I'm still trying to get into the flow, I only want to sell what's high in value when I'm running low on money. But then there's like a time element to it, because every 15 minutes or so, which is not real-time minutes, that's fine. It just seems like it's coming a little too quickly, though. But there's always that time factor where it's like I could lose the last bit of money that I have to this tax. And I seem a lot smarter than the boss. I mean, I don't know. I'm just observing what's on screen. Buy mint. Is that still a thing, even though I sat on that screen for a while? Seems like a good time to sell, actually. Oh. God damn it. Yeah, honestly, I think you just need to reduce the pacing a little bit. Like, every second I think I could deal with if it was a true second. But at the same time, seeing this change the same time as these change, like, every second by the second just seems... It's a little overwhelming. We'll say that. Buy more mint. Do I want... I can't... Well, I guess I could afford. We'll buy it at 53. Sell it at 99. Oh no, I just bought it at 99. Negated that one. 99! It seems like that's the max value. My tailor's brother just opened up a biscuits and gravy stand. It looks disgusting, but it tastes amazing. Sell that. You're aiming for cute chaos, but if you're fully overwhelmed, that's probably not the best. Well, I don't know about fully overwhelmed. It's just, it's a lot. It feels like there's a lot of... Cool, we ended the day. Nice. Just seems like you have a lot of, like, moving parts, you know? I do like seeing the lines move and watching the trends, but I don't feel like I'm getting enough time to really take in that information and make a divisive decision. I kind of just need to... I just need to, like, click it when I think the time is right, but because it takes one in-game second for that value to change... I don't feel like you're giving the player enough agency to sort of process that information and make that decision. Like, maybe you want some panic to it. I think the speed in which the trends are changing can attribute to that, but it is literally just whatever your in-game second is set to feels a little too quickly. Or a little too quick. Just a little, you know? I don't think it's terrible. Why can't I move on to the next day? There we go. And like now that I'm sort of getting into it, I'm getting more familiar with like how the trends kind of work, you know, where I should really take advantage of whatever that is to sell high, buy low. But like you see it go down here and then instantly it starts going up. Like if I see a trend going down, I kind of want to be prepared to go in and pay for it. Sell. Sell. Maybe that's not how it works. Maybe real stocks is this chaotic, but I think you could slow down the lines and how they're shown. Well, actually, no. I think just changing the scale of how your time is calculated, I think could take care of most of that. We are doing much better this time. The secretary told me that her boyfriend works at the factory and they're lying about what kind of milk goes into the milk chocolate. Sell. Okay. Oh, 10. 1. And see, like, because the way the trends sort of work, I'm being trained to sort of... I'm reacting to the news almost a little too quickly, you know? Because anytime I want to, like, take advantage of a positive trend, it doesn't seem to last very long. Negative trends appear to last a fair length of time. And I guess that's just the nature of it. Maybe I should be focused on that more. I'm kind of just walking you through my thought process as I'm playing. It's really high right now. I'd like to own some of that, please. Oh yeah, it's what I would appreciate from anybody who plays my game. It's just, this is sort of how me and my colleagues sort of tackle this stuff. Is we just kind of walk you through the thought process, because that is what the most important is. Regardless of what your intent was, it's how the player interprets that and how they sort of deal with it is what's important. So. My secretary told me that her boyfriend works at the factory and they're like, okay, I get it. Sell, sell, sell. I can't afford it, or I don't need to buy it, so we'll just keep buying Royal, which is apparently in single digits right now. Okay, so like I kind of get it. We're just going through it now. I don't know if you guys have like an end state. It doesn't seem like you would. Is there a limit to the number of days I could play through? Or is it endless? Went to a party, lady jumped out of a giant cake. Sell the cake. Okay. Okay, well, cake seems to be climbing. Why would I want to sell it now? Doesn't seem like it really dropped too much. Survive the first 5. Feel free to stop when you're ready to be done. I mean, we don't have anyone in the queue. Oh, I didn't push you through. We'll just push you through. The bot's gonna bring your name up. Wavy attacker. I'm not tired. You're tired. Just deleted that bot. King Beasley was on the TV, just so cute. Bye, Royal. Okay. See, these moments when he tells me about something to buy and then we see the trend happen in real time. I don't know if that's like reflecting the same way. Like, I understand it's probably the nature of how the system is set up. But sometimes it just seems like it's a very quick turnover, and then when he's telling you to buy, the value's going up. Which I guess in the grand scheme of things, if the trend is if people want to buy it, that is what will happen. Oh, cool. Cool. Sorry, boss. We're done for the day. So we only really went up $300. Sell gravy before trip goes out. Okay, well, I don't have gravy, so I don't know if he needs to be bugging me about that. However, it's a good indicator when I can start buying. Oh no, that was 19. See, I'm anticipating a lower value, and then it ends up being higher before I even get a chance to read it. Because it changes so quickly, I'm kind of forced in this moment where I have to just click and hope for the best. I was playing golf with the VPs at Mac Bites. They're cooking up something big, so buy now. Mac Bites. Oh, this here? Yeah, I think we bought... Oh, definitely take that. Yeah, I do think if I was to click buy or sell, like, I don't know how you would represent this, but if I hit buy or if I hit sell, I kind of want to see the value pop out on top of the button. Like, at least I could know that it grabbed that value and that's what's being either added or deducted. Does that happen up top? I suppose it would, right? No, it doesn't. The value just changes. Yeah, if you had, because you show when the 5 is taken out, if you even just had something like this, that just showed when a value was when it was modifying this value, I think showing how much would be very beneficial to know. Because I'm left with a lot of questions and I don't, the only answer I can get from it is if I crunch the numbers, and you're asking for too much there. It's too much effort. It's a computer screen. It's supposed to give me all the information I need. This might be good to buy. I also think it would be helpful, and I don't know if this is a thing with stocks, but I feel like there would be some kind of stat that would give you... Well, they do. They report the average price of stocks, right? So for each of these stocks, I feel like it would be... Is that what this is? Average is 40, or are these 4? Like, wait, why are these red? Okay, now I have questions. What is this value here? This reads to me like it is the average price. But none of these are changing. Okay, this one jumped up to 100. It keeps going up. That's the scale of the graph. So that would be the highest amount. Is the max. So when they're down here, like it's jumping between like $10 and $0, this is supposed to tell me that it can also go as high as 40. Everybody's going crazy. I'll be honest, I feel like I could sit here and just wait for the day to ride out. Like, I only have till 4 o'clock. There's one more hour. Like, that's gonna make me lose, like, what, 20 bucks? So now I could just sit here. I don't have to worry. We're just gonna do that. I would say one thing you could do to sort of like build up more of a challenge for this sort of thing is if there was a particular amount that I had to build up to, and that was the criteria to meet to continue on to the next day. I think that could be adapted very easily into what you've already gotten. That would motivate me to do more with your stocks instead of just getting myself into a safe amount. Like, I feel like I could still ride out this day with $550. I could be wrong. I'm doing some quick math in my head. I feel like I'd be able to ride it out and there wouldn't really be a consequence to that, except I'd be losing money. But it's always just a consistent $5, right? And that doesn't seem to scale the same way. My wife told me to buy cake. I mean, we could buy cake. It's okay. We're riding in like the 10s now. Okay, that did update to 40. See, it's that point. So that, I see it did climb up to 100. So when it, and the 100 turned green, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So when it turned red, That means it's trending down from that amount. Blue Bolt, thank you so much for joining the stream. We'll get to your submission in a bit here. I'm just having some fun with Real Agnar's project. Oh, and they followed. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Only buy mint if it gets low enough. I kind of want to know, like, the lowest amount that it can go to. Like, you give me the max, I kind of want the min. That might be giving too much information, though. But, if you're going to keep the trends updating this quickly, I feel like... I understand the minimum is 1 cent, but I kind of want to know, like, where the min-max is on the trends. Like, how low it has gotten to in this period to how high it's reached in this period. Because I could see that if the chart was larger, right? So I feel like if there was a way to sort of sum that up, I mean, you might not need to give me the minimum, but if you gave me the maximum, I think that would be really beneficial to people. Because then it's just a little more information that I can use to sort of delegate what it is that I'm doing. I mean, at this point, I'm just talking about nice to haves. Like, if that's not your intent, that's perfectly fine. It's just something about it feels confusing, and I'm just trying to sort of work my way through that. Yeah, it's okay. Does the phone ever stop ringing? I never really tested that. I guess I could look at the news, too. Oh my god. I don't know where I would have time to read into this. Like, this seems like it's giving a recap of everything. Yeah, this is just a transcript of all of what the dog has been calling me about, right? I guess not a transcript, it's not word for word, but following the same trend. I think, having it be like this printed, so it's a paper that's been printed, right? It's kind of just sitting on my desk. The way that it kind of updates in real time to me seems strange. I think if you wanted an element like this, like at the start of your day, when it's been published and printed and it's there for me to read at the start of my shift, I think it should just kind of give you the setup on what players can come to expect. Like, say this day, everything that your boss is sort of reporting, and I know these things are changing constantly, but say there's just passively throughout this day, the paper sort of outlines those restrictions. Like, maybe cake is not performing as well as it did the day before. Like, just in general, it's like, you know, constituents are concerned about the stock in cake. And then your boss is still calling you like, I want to buy cake. But let's say that, or they want to sell the cake, but let's say that the value's not really there. Do you need to do what they say? Because if all he cares about is just being in the positive, then, you know, I don't know if we necessarily need that. Like, the paper right now just kind of feels like it's not needed. Okay, I'd like to click, please. Am I not allowed to click? Clicky, clicky. Click, click, click. Yeah. Let's see. I should be able to bring up... console. Okay, well, it's not drawing an error. you have any sort of command I could put in to maybe advance the day? What does it mean by illegal? Anyways, I'm looking under the hood. I probably shouldn't. Oh, hold on. We do have a error. Where is it? I don't care what's new. Console. Why does clicking this not bring it up? Oh well. It's all good, my dude. So yeah, I don't know if I could sum it up. I think you know, you definitely you work the theme in well. I haven't really seen a stocks buying game yet, but there's been other sort of spins on the idea of just buying something, selling something, or taking the risk of like putting it all in. Right now, I feel like the only risk that I'm taking is buying the stock at the wrong price or selling at the wrong price. Which, if the decision is that binary, I think you need to give players a chance to sort of like process that information. So yeah, I'll say it again. The time scale and how things are moving, I think using 1 second, like an actual real world second, is just something that we all just naturally have, and I think a lot of people can catch on to that. This to me doesn't feel like it's a true second. I would even go with 2. It's not like it has to be every second by the second, but I do like that you have it synced with the clock here so we can see how time is passing. But I do think you're jumping these values a little too quickly. That would probably be the biggest thing for me, is just when I make the decision to click, it's like in that same amount of time for my mouse to travel to the option, the value's already changed. So what happens? I don't care about these other ones. Let's say the boss tells me to buy cake. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch this one specifically. I'm not going to care about everything else around it. All that matters is cake stock. And I'm going to wait to see when that value is low. And I kind of just have to sit here and just watch the number change before I can click. I wouldn't say that's the most fulfilling thing to do. As a common action, it's fine, but I think it kind of takes away from sort of your intended experience, which is like, you want me to monitor and manage various stocks at once. Perhaps an idea, just for like onboarding and just sort of building it up. What if you started with a smaller amount of stocks at the start? Maybe 4. Give me 4, and then bring in the other 2, like, by day 3. And then I think that gives a little bit of breathing room for players to sort of like take it in and to understand it. Because I will tell you that despite all the chaos, like, I started to understand more as to like which stocks were more popular than others, the average of some of those stocks, and how I should sort of keep an eye on that. I guess that's just a trait that you can sort of train yourself if you're doing this sort of thing on the regular basis, but you have to understand that is not going to happen. Players are just going to come in and probably go for a few minutes. The whole thing you got going with the dogs being the employees, and you have the boss calling you on the phone. I think there's a nice like charm to this game. You have like a cool aesthetic going for it. This phone is a little obnoxious. I don't hate it though. I do think the boss is a bit overbearing, which I see is your intention. But we could probably reduce the number of phone calls coming through just a little bit. I don't think we need too much of it. You could probably cut it in half though. And then it keeps the focus on the screen here instead of me clicking and then reading through your, you know, long lines of text just to get through that dialogue. It got to a point where I was just reading the final part And I was like, okay, buy this, sell this, got that. Because that's just kind of how my mind works. So I'm not here to like criticize anything with like your narrative and such. I think you've done a great job of creating this cohesive product where it has a start and a very distinctive finish, and the characters all serve a purpose. Nothing feels like it's unnecessary. Of the characters, I would say. I've already said my piece about the newspaper, but yeah, I think reworking this element a little more would be interesting. If my day just kind of had a set of rules to it, like gravy is just not happening, like maybe there's an event in the world that sort of causes that industry to sort of suffer, I don't think they would recover that in a few minutes. I think that's the sort of thing that the stock market would just have to deal with. And so, yeah, I think bringing in the newspaper. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it, dude. Game over, man. Game over. But yeah, that's kind of my whole thought process. But I like what you got. If this is your first jam project, I'd say I'm pretty damn impressed. 2-person project, and you had this much. I think that's really impressive. You're not missing really much of anything in terms of UI. A lot of the elements are interactive. I appreciate that you had the power button to turn the screen off. Second game that wasn't a tutorial? You mean you didn't follow a tutorial to create it? Huh. Anyways, I think I've said my piece. Not following a tutorial. Well, congratulations. I know that can be a very rewarding experience. It feels great when you can finally sort of take off the training wheels and just, go for it. But yeah, I would say it's a great submission for what it is, and it's all cohesive. The artwork works for what it is. The font doesn't feel like it's too jarring. I also think that it is probably one of those fonts that is a little more mindful of just like readability. Like dyslexia, I think is a thing that a lot of people don't account for. And when you do these kinds of games where they have a bit of a retro style, people really like to dive into like, a lot of those retro style fonts, which can work, but sometimes you can get a little too crazy with style, and then it just all kind of blends together and just kind of ruins it. This is totally fine. It all reads wonderfully. And yeah, I don't know. I think you're being a little too wordy with this stuff, but that's more of just like a personal opinion. I think I had a play section, at least as far as jam projects go, like unless your game is narrative driven, I don't think you need to add all of this flavor text. I think you can just bring a pop-up and say this does this, that does this, that sort of thing. Really, it's however you see fit, but just think about how that information is being delivered, because with all due respect, I was getting bored reading through just the first page, but getting by second, I'm thinking, oh my god, there's another page that I have to go through, and then you have 4 of them. It's a bit much, in my opinion, but personal opinion there. But thank you so much for your submission. I really do appreciate it. That was Other People's Biscuits. I'm going to share the link in the chat. You guys head on over, please. Be sure to rate it, leave a comment, support it. We will move on to the next. Blue Bolt. Are you awake? Feel like you might have passed out after all that. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here, Agnar. Really appreciate it. Alrighty. Biscuit alert. Whisk it for the biscuit. Top-down shooter has a whisk. You need to eat biscuits to transcend to godhood. How does a whisk eat a biscuit? Is my question. You need to whisk it for the biscuit, take a risk exploring the kitchen and activating pentagrams, all to make biscuits. So your font, sound effects. some sprites and a shader. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna go here. Explore kitchen, find ingredients, make biscuits, activate gates to hell, fight demons, and transcend into a god? Oh, we don't want spoilers. I have to download this? Seems so lightweight. I do say brownie points for having a Linux and a Mac version. I will say though, a browser build would probably target all of those platforms for you. So I mean, for future projects, I would recommend sort of looking into those. If you're not sure how to do it, it's actually not too difficult. Oh, they don't allow exporting C# with Godot? I was not aware of that. Because we use Godot, but I guess we program mostly in GD script, so... interesting. Is it just like an absolute no? Like there's no way to work around it? I feel like there may be a way. Okay, we have... Oh, it's a borderless window. Can't move it? Sorry, you're over my... The game is over my chat right now. Just hold on. Oh, what the fuck? Dude, what the hell? A program I've used for many, many years decided to change its entire interface overnight. Let me see. What's this? I want to make you borderless. Set window title? That's not what I want. That's also not what I wanted. I guess this will have to do. Let me grab my shit here. We're getting a lot of overlap. Let's turn off the music. We get to go here. I play on a widescreen, so yeah, it's prioritized to my main window. I don't think I can move it. At least I'm not about to try to figure out what it is that I can do with this new interface. Run at startup? Absolutely not. Why even have that enabled by default? I had it disabled. Okay. Oh shit, I should bring up the chat. You guys are probably talking to me. Do that. Wow, you're really giving my GPU something to work for here. All right. WSD to move, left click to shoot, E to view map, space to continue. You need to make biscuits, transcend as a whisk. You will find the necessary ingredients throughout the kitchen maze. But be careful, you don't want to be discarded by the trash demons. Cool. The fire rate is so slow. Oh, I don't know. I probably have tons of stuff just running, but yeah, my GPU's... It's a 4070. It's running at like 70% right now. Are there any enemies that appear? Where's my map? Oh, my God. Okay. But where am I? The checkered floor is kind of messing with my head a little bit. Can I do anything? Okay, oven, we're here. So am I just going to each of these locales? Locations? Let's go up here. Let's go down. Oh, I found butter. My piping bag can shoot faster. Okay, do I have to deliver it to the oven? You were the only artist and really bad at the whole tile set is 4-colored tiles. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I think you could have made the tiles a little smaller, and then maybe it wouldn't be so jarring. I think my biggest issue right now, and I'm just kind of walking you through this process, but with how thin the character is, and how similar it is in color to everything else in the background, it does kind of blend in a little bit for me. And I think it's just like the visual of just seeing all the tiles sort of pass by, and my character's also bouncing. When exploring the kitchen, you can activate the trash can pentagrams. They will spawn demons every 15 seconds. So why would I want to activate these? Oh, they do just activate. Okay. But even like giving them softer colors, I think would have helped a lot. Or maybe something other than a black and white sort of color pattern, I think could have done a lot. Take that. Like, I don't have an issue with... Oh, shit. Okay. Bro. Yeah, and another thing I think you could experiment, because I see you doing like two-tone, which is good. You know, it kind of gives a layer of depth to the geometry. I think you should look into like gradients and how you could pull that off, because you could get another little extra layer of depth to it if you had like a gradient that sort of faded into the darker color as it reached closer to the floor. That might do enough to kind of help it stand out. Because right now it's just a lot of flat colors on top of flat colors. We need a map. Okay, so nice that we check them off. Let's go to sugar. Another thing I would say... Oh, shit. It's quite penalizing to shoot against enemies. That's not what I'm talking about, though. I guess it's kind of what I'm talking about. Sort of with how the character controls, like, I think you have a good level of movement speed. Oh, this is going to be... We're about to funnel all of those enemies onto me. Am I even going to be able to kill them all in time? I guess I am. I kind of want my camera pulled out further. Like, I want to see them coming from, like, a few different directions instead of the corner I'm about to approach. At least it would give me some time to plot. And I'll be honest, it would probably feel more risky if I'm actually like, I know they're coming to me, but you know, I just feel like giving the player just, you need to rely on more than just the player's reaction time. Not everybody has that. And the one thing I do like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Especially when you're penalizing so much of the movement. It really like puts you in a vulnerable state. And I do feel like you need to give the player a little more agency with that. Okay, where am I? I went up the wrong way. Like, if I get to fight back, I don't think it should be I mean, it can become a do or die situation, but I think giving the player just a few extra moments to sort of plot their approach would be a more rewarding experience. Because then I could use like the layout of the environment a little more to my advantage to like get around them and stuff. And I don't want to say it needs to be like Pac-Man per se, because that's completely up top, bird's eye view. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you brought the camera back like, shit, I don't know. If you doubled this distance, I don't think it would take away from what your intent is. I do get lost, which I feel is part of the experience because you want me to use the map. But I'll be honest with you, I would rather just have to pull this up if I think I'm lost instead of actually getting lost. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense. I didn't explain that very well. Like I've got my egg now. I can see where the next ingredient is. I don't think I need to, you know, with the camera being so pulled in, I don't think I want to be pulling up my map every single time I hit a junction, and then I got to figure out where it goes to next. I don't think it should be like that. Like here, you know, I think the camera could be pulled out enough that maybe I could see there's a big open space here, and that's where I could be led to. That's where I need to go to. It doesn't need to show the collectible per se. You have those far enough off the side that I think by this point, if I saw that it was there, I think that would be fine. I also feel like the range on my weapon should be longer. That's really just a feeling I have. Hold on, how far does it go? I guess it does go a fair amount. Why is it stopping? For a moment, I thought it was stopping just a few spaces in front of me. Maybe the upgrade just changed that? I'd assume that each ingredient that's collected has its own unique perk, right? Like I'm not just oh shit. How am I trying to say it? Like I picked the butter first. If I ended up picking the egg first, would I see a different perk given to me, or would it be the same one? Okay, so now that I have all the ingredients, return to the oven to bake the biscuits. Okay. I think it's just up here. But yeah, for a lot of these kinds of games, like I enjoy my survival roguelikes. I played the shit out of Vampire Survivors, still drop into it once in a while. You know, I'm no stranger to these games. I know that's just one example, but I'm not a stranger to those games. I've also played Halls of Torment, and other variations like it. The one thing I do appreciate is having a camera that's further out, because you have these hordes of enemies coming after me. Okay, I'm like completely lost. I don't know where I am right now. I'm just gonna keep traveling up if I can. Oh, this is like an edge. I must be here. Yeah, just having the camera pulled out a little more gives me a chance to sort of assess the situation and plan accordingly. You can make enemies move faster. You can make them bigger. None of that matters as long as the camera's out far enough for me to see they're coming. You know? And I think just having them around the corner is not necessarily the right choice. No, it's the same perk, but the final ingredient allows you to move normally while shooting. I guess that's fine. I do think a more interesting approach would be tying specific perks to a specific ingredient. Because you don't really discover what it is until you collect the item anyways. So I don't really have a way of like plotting my path unless I want to go back through on a repeat, which could give it more value to allow players to replay, because they could be like, oh, the butter gives me, you know, faster fire rates, or the egg. I'm trying to think of what exactly the perks were that I got, but I think you get the idea. Now this is just survive the wave. I mean, when you're in an open space like this, I think your camera is an okay distance for it. But like if that's what this is for, I think you need to sort of rethink the approach on that. Like I do still think a camera that's further out is a much better. Just situationally, I think it's just better for the player. Is that it? You have transcended to the whisk god. Your bag now destroys pentagrams and walls, opening new walkable ground. Oh, there's like a whole other aspect to this? Okay. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh. Is there a chance to still take damage? I guess so. Oh, the floor is like gone. Okay. Not the floor, the wall. Okay, so, I mean, this... See, this is good. I think the distance you have for this camera is exactly what I'm talking about. I just want it to be out further. I don't want the camera to pull in closer. I think this is a great distance to keep it at. I will say the ammunition I have for this weapon type is a little confusing. I think because it's quite spectacular, but it takes such a long time to charge that, at least for a moment, I didn't think my gun was shooting. And that camera zoom, oh my god. Ooh. Okay, that's a bit nauseating. We're gonna stop that. Gotta go up here. Ooh. I mean, having the delay on the blast does force me to sort of, you know, plan my steps a little bit, which I think is perfectly fine. Maybe it's just the effect with the camera that you have going for it that's really, like, throwing me off, but I understand you're just trying to, like, emphasize the power of this shot, but I don't think you necessarily need that. We already get that it's it's rainbow colored, so like it's already different. You could just keep the same shape of bullets that I've always been shooting, just make them rainbow or make them slightly larger. I think that can also read very well. Or just maybe reduce the, oh, that was just a quit. Okay. Okay. Well, that was it, right? I did kind of just click the button that was on screen, but I think that was it. Three-person team. It's a shame you guys... Did you have credits in the game? I don't think you did. Whew. All right, let's look at the rest here. Creators, excellent. You got links to all your itchy oaths. Excellent. So Nico-kun, thank you so much for joining. Second in... Oh, Bolt, I didn't put you through. I'm just going to push that through so the queue is updated. We'll play yours next, okay? So Nico-kun? So Nico-kun? What else could I say to sort of sum it up? I've kind of walked you through my thought process with all of it. For what it's worth, I mean, you have a complete game start to finish. I think the ending sequence where you've baked the cookie, you become the god, I think was probably the most exciting, mostly because I feel like I had a fighting chance against all of the enemies. Not that I didn't before, but just pulling that camera back did so much for me, and I do think that you should really consider just keeping that as the standard. I don't think you need to pull it back further than that. Let the weapons do the talking. You don't need much of the camera to do that. The zoom in effect is interesting, but I think it can present some interesting challenges to players that you're not necessarily considering. Like when I was holding it and just firing it off and the camera was just kind of like pulsating in and out, that definitely was creating some kind of like nauseating reaction out of me. And I mean, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it does seem like that might be, you know, a level of motion sickness that some players might have with it. You could try doing like on-screen effects. Like if you really wanted to like emphasize the blast or something, you could maybe try, I don't know, putting an effect on screen. Not necessarily like flashing in people's faces, because you don't want to induce seizures either, but like just something maybe that is over top of the player model or the gun that just kind of like fires off every time the gun is used. You could do something like that, but really the rainbow effect I think does most of that. First time working with VFX like this, and maybe I got a little too excited. I mean, it happens. That's the way things are. You know, it's just gotta be mindful of that kind of stuff too, right? I do think some minor changes just with like how the floor looks and the colors you chose for that, I think could make a world of difference. And who knows, maybe everything that I had an issue with really just kind of comes from the graphics and how they look. Perhaps some different colorways could make all the difference. I do think the tiles should be smaller. I think they should be a little more faint. Right now, between the alternating white and black tiles, it's pretty like, it pops from the background, and you don't want that. You want the character to be the one that really stands out in the foreground. And I think it all kind of blends together, so I get lost in that. Winners T57, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's all I got for you. So we have 2 in the queue. I'll be honest, I probably have about 30 minutes left, so we're going to close the queue up. But I will tackle these next 2 games. Thank you for your feedback. Greatly appreciate it. Happy to oblige. So next up is going to be Sonic Cookun. Sonic Cook. I don't know how to say it, dude. If you ever wanted to write out your phonetic spelling, feel free. You know what? I actually brought it up because I saw you shared that the other day. So I had full preparation to play this if no one came around to like put it in the queue. So have to go eat. Family's calling. Well, be my guest. Thank you so much for being here, Blue Bolt. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime. All right, Unshielded. 4-person team. As it fit the theme, you could play safe and slow, using your shield to block the enemy's attacks, or take risks by running forward and throw your shield instead. The faster you finish, the faster you get to your vacation. Just say Sonic. Okay. Cool. Controls. Is it just arrows? Tips. This is not an easy game. Thanks, tips. Try to not get upset if you're having trouble finishing it. I mean, if it's not easy, I think it's meant to be rage-inducing, right? Try to play the game slowly first to get used to it. The game can be beatable under 2 minutes. Can you do it? You can throw the shield while jumping. Think about how you can defeat the enemies by recalling the shield, not just throwing it. Okay? No support for WASDA? Well, that's unfortunate. I, for one, it's not just that it is WASDA, it's that I can use my left hand. I don't really have much of the coordination to use my right for this sort of thing, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Think about how you can defeat the enemies by recalling the shield, not just throwing it. I think there's a better way to phrase that. Like, I think describing that the shield can be thrown and then used, like, I guess you have a graphic for it. I mean, we're not in the game just yet, but the fact you don't have an impact effect for that when it hits an enemy, I think is, most players don't know about it. About what? About WASDA? Oh, you mean the shield. Sorry, we're talking about the shield. I mean, I suppose, but you do have videos that demonstrate it, and it seems like you do it a lot. Yeah. It might just not read very well to people. But we'll see how the game sort of onboards you. Templar Knight has been summoned by 4 sages, however, everybody is disappointed to see a guy wearing a shield. The mighty Templar Knight also complains about needing a vacation. Now he is trapped in this futuristic realm and has to fight the robots using his shield. Wait. Oh, this is your programmer. I see. Program and design was a 2-person team. Alrighty. Enough of my yapping. Let's get to it. Okay. Just trying to get a feel for your controls. Space to jump, I guess, is fine. Because you press S to throw. Then we call it back. I don't know why you didn't, like, space to jump is fine, but I don't know why you wouldn't just use up as an alternate for that. You already give down a purpose. I feel you could just kind of unify that. That's like a whole input that you're not using. Oh. Okay, so I have to throw the shield, but just tapping it doesn't work for me. I have to hold it. I kind of just want to tap to throw the shield. And I can't move while charging, which seems strange that I wouldn't be able to do that, considering it's just something I can carry anyways. What? You gotta clean up that character much sooner. If it's doing its death animation, that should not harm me, unless it is supposed to be an explodey thing. Was I, like, hit by some sort of AoE? Okay, I did exactly the same thing again. Let's try this. Third time's the charm. It is a bomb that explodes, but nobody's liking it. I don't think it reads well, because we don't understand that is the character. Like, it's the first enemy you encounter, and you're already introducing that, and I don't know, I feel... Whoops. Hold on. Wait, how did that work? I don't understand how that happened. I feel like you're missing a few frames and... Wait. Am I just supposed to pick up speed and then be able to jump higher? Why is it... Oh, you jump higher without the shield. I guess that makes sense. I mean, that does make sense, but... Oh. Okay, you want me to guard? I'm gonna guard. I see. Alright, we throw the shield this time. I could jump higher. Interesting. I mean, all of that should explain that, but what is the disconnect here? It's... I think it's because it's just my jump height that changes that I think confuses me. Do I run faster without it? No, it's the same speed. Yeah, I don't know if the change is all that noticeable until you go for that leap. And then when I do that, I guess I would throw it here, and then I could just jump over. I suppose it's just the act of, like, collecting it from that point, jumping up to the ledge, confused me, because I thought he was grabbing it, climbing onto it, and doing all of that in that moment. Oh. Why did those home in on the character like that? You don't really see that happen too much in these kinds of games. Aha. See, I just assumed that the bullets would travel straight. Did the bullet hit the bomb? Is that what happened? I guess I could try guarding more. Oh. Didn't really seem like it should have reached me there. Oh my god. I just, when I see them in the death state, I just habitually want to let go of the guard and move through it. I don't really think that explosion is clear enough. Where's my shield? Oh, it's over here. Oh. Hmm. Oh my god, dude. I keep making the same mistake, but I think the point here is that you're not telegraphing that explosion enough. It doesn't feel like an explosion when you see it. And then the homing missiles. Frustration is starting to set in. The homing missiles, I think, is just a bit much. Like, I know it's been like... I know it's such a common trope for these types of games, but I think a bullet that just shoots straight in one direction reads very clearly to players. The homing missile doesn't quite read that well, mostly because this is like early stage kind of stuff. Like, and the frequency as to how it's shooting. Like, I gotta go here. Oh my god. Okay, well, definitely can't go through them. There's a part of me that just wants to, like, Captain America this thing. Like, have the shield sort of act as, like, a boomerang when I tap it. Like, maybe I could send it, and then it just kind of swings its way back. That at least would give me another method of attack instead of having to stand and charge it. Because just the action of doing that, like the beats you gotta follow to do it. Like, I have to come up here, line up the shot, I have to charge it to shoot, and it almost doesn't give me enough of a window between its shots to get out of the way. Like, I think those windows of opportunity are very far and few between and incredibly tight, and I don't know if you necessarily need that. You know what I kind of want to do? The missiles should reflect off my shield. And then I could hit it back to the turret and maybe kill it that way. You know? Now this thing. When it's blinking like that, why can't it just, like, explode? Why can't it be like a bomb and just explode like that? Yeah, you're really vulnerable when you don't have your shield. Which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, but I also don't think you guys are compensating for that too much. Like, what was I gonna say? I want to Captain America the shield, where I can just tap and throw it. I don't have to necessarily think of the stand and charge action. I just want another move that I could use to do something about it. It could be a bash if you don't want me to have, like, a range for it. But I think not having something like that is, really, really tricky. Okay, give me my shield back. Actually, I'd assume it can just... Oh, shit. I should have known. You're, like, deprogramming, like, 30 years of Mario Brothers out of my head. So... Oh my god. I went to guard and I threw my shield because I'm a dumbass. I'm a dimmy dumbass. Dummy dumb, dim dumb, dumbass. Ugh, okay. I would love to give this more time, but we do have one more to get to, and I'm looking at the clock now. I don't have much time left. What can I say that I haven't already said? Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for sharing. I will be doing the stream tomorrow, so if you wanted to come back, we could try it again to give it its due diligence if you really wanted to. I know this is already like the second time you're returning, so it's entirely up to you if you want that. But I do think that a lot of the experience that you have here is interesting, albeit it's quite ruthless, and I think that is what you're going for. But it's almost merciless in how it's trying to pull that off. Like, you're not dropping platforms on me. You're not like you're not bringing out hidden spikes to like fuck with me. It's just, I feel like you're putting a lot of the action a little too close together, and there's not a lot of space for me to sort of like move around. Okay, if the point is for me to throw the shield and then I'm vulnerable without the shield for a little bit, I think you should compensate for that and give me some more platforms that I could take advantage of, so I have a chance to avoid these missiles, which can just kind of home in on my position regardless of if I'm above it or below. Thankfully, they don't have to path their way around to try and get to me. It's just they go for it. So if I had other ways to sort of lead it into obstacles to sort of fend it off, I think that would be fine. But just even getting into that second section there, like after you kill the first bomb-looking thing, you see the first turret. The turret doesn't start shooting until it's shown on screen. But then once it's off screen, the bullet just keeps coming. I think you guys should just have it shooting. I don't think you should just how would that work exactly? I'm thinking I gotta stop thinking of Super Mario Brothers, but I think having a bullet bill show up on screen and you see that it's traveling across the screen, and how many times those things appear before the actual cannon is shown in view, I think is an interesting dynamic to toy with. And I mean, in its very nature, I think your canon can still be that, and I'm sure you're trying so hard not to make it like that. So how do you solve that? I don't think homing the missiles onto the player is really the solution you want for that. At least for me, it feels incredibly unfair, especially if I don't have a chance to like. I don't think I can guard with the shield over my head, right? Like, the guard is just when I kneel and it blocks it forward. If I had a way to protect over my head too, I think I could forgive the missiles from homing onto my position, but you're not really giving me a lot of opportunity to do anything about it. It kind of just is there, and then all of a sudden, I mean, maybe I just don't have the reflexes for it, but I feel like you need to give just a little more space between those beats so that players have a chance to react, which I don't think is there. Yeah, I mean, that kind of sums it up. I would love a secondary attack, something that has a very quick rate of frames, like 2 or 3 frames that I can just tap and not think about it. The act of holding the button before throwing the shield, I think, feels silly and unfair just because I don't feel like it needs to be like that. I'm already so vulnerable without it. I don't know why you would want to like make throwing the shield even more discouraging. Like, that's all that does for me, is I don't want to have to throw it. You put me in situations where I do, and maybe I should just recall it, but half the time I'm dealing with shots that I can't avoid because they home on my position, and I think that's kind of my problem with it right now. But like, artistically, your aesthetic is there. I think you guys have a good cohesive art style that brings it all together. The knight looks great. The enemies look pretty good. I would say the effects that sort of telegraph what is happening on screen. You need more than just the same effect for anything that explodes. I think that doesn't read the same as an actual explosion. I think it reads more of just like a death animation, and one that doesn't or shouldn't harm the player as they walk past it. I also didn't know that that thing was a bomb. I can read that from a missile or a rocket or a bullet or whatever, but just a weird ball-shaped thing that kind of just looks like a coughing, coming towards me. It doesn't necessarily read the same way. And yes, you have them blinking, but maybe you could give it one more thing that sort of really hits that home. Maybe it's a sound effect. Maybe it needs like a beep or something, like a ba 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 ba. I don't know. I think of the bomb as like the comparison. I know I keep bringing up Mario, but like the bomb when it's aggressive towards you, we see the fuse light, and we understand what's about to happen with that. We know it's about to explode. So that reads very well. I think it clearly telegraphs exactly what it should do. Maybe the explosion could knock you back. No, I think it's the sprite work. I think it's whatever effect you're using for that. That's the real disconnect, because I don't know, it doesn't really give enough emphasis to it being an explosion. They almost look like they pop like a balloon, and like a balloon that pops doesn't hurt you if you think about it. But yeah, that's that. My God, we're cutting it awfully close. Crazy guy Ben, let's move on to yours. I'm gonna share this page. Unshielded is the game. Guys, go check it out. Play it for yourselves. I'm sure they'd love your feedback. Congratulations on your project, though. Thank you so much for coming around. Oh my God, why does it do that? Click on the address bar. It should just happen. Okay. Ooh, this looks like this could take a while. How long is the play time for something like this? Not 100% sure. Can I get through most of it in like 5 minutes? Maybe 10? Maybe 10? Is that like more like a 10 if you're fast kind of thing? We didn't want to be on the nose with the risk it for the biscuit theme, so we took a different approach. The risk versus reward in Woodland very much stems from gaining the courage and risking the sanity to leave your tower, and enables the relays, significantly speeding up your progress to the main goal. If that wasn't enough, the main upload data is an acronym. Okay. Grass textures, 3 people. Cool. So I'll tell you what, Ben. We'll go into it. I'm gonna have to do a hard cut in like 10 minutes, though. Like, actually. So, if we don't get through enough of it, because I feel like I'm not gonna give you the time that I feel this game deserves, I encourage you to come back tomorrow when I'm streaming. Tomorrow I'll be able to dedicate a good chunk of my day, actually, and we'll get a nice big stream out of the way. Ooh, you got a lot of reading here. Okay, tutorial. Main goal is to upload the data to your employer. Progress of this can be seen in the computer via the upload app. You can only speed this up by activating relays. Relays are the only ways to increase your upload progress. You can find codes to activate relays via the relay codes. Okay, you know what? There is something to be said about a game's design. If I can't go in, we're going to play the fixed version. If I can't go in and figure it out for myself, then, fundamentally there is some flaws there. Not that I expect perfection or that it's truly intuitive, but the game will start when you open it. Okay. Oh, Unreal project. Woo-wee. Oh, and it's going to take my main monitor. Okay, that's fine. It does pause when I click out, which is good. Go up there. I do appreciate that I could play it on my ultra wide. That's always fun. Wait. What is this? Is that locked? And this is open? Okay. Oh. What? Where does that light go to? Dynamic lighting. All right. Do I not want to just like flip these things? Oh, I can. I can flip it. All right, so wait, what? That is a little finicky. Here we go. Hmm. So where do I want to get the relay codes? Oh, hold on. I don't see the chat. Hold on a second. Let me get the chat up. Shit. Okay, so from what I gathered, there's codes that I have to put into these pads here. And what would be the point of protecting myself inside the cabin? It is a super long walk up to the cabin. Did I not keep this closed? It says it's red. I lose if I run out of sanity. Oh my god. Okay. That transition is very jarring. Do not exit the PC. Okay, so is there now a creature lurking? I'm scared more than I've ever been before. I keep hearing the ringing near my tower. It keeps getting closer and I feel like I need to shut it up. Ditching the general report for this, I found... Okay. Oh my god. Type better. All right. I'm gonna do that. Hold on. Where did I was expecting a pop-up for that. Okay, 32577. 42957. Oh, I know how I could do this. There we go. Oh, I ran out of sanity? Why?
Hey, so management told me I had to record an introduction
Uh-oh.
for you. You know, you Firewatch guys.
I have no control.
Don't really envy you, but never really a fan of those things.
I have no control.
As long as you can, generators just below the tower. The lights and stuff.
I'm gonna reopen.
Hey, so management told me
There
I
we
had to
go.
record an
Okay,
introduction
okay.
for you. You know, you Firewatch guys.
Alright,
Don't
relay.
really envy you, but never really a fan of those things.
What was it? Relay.code?
Okay, a few house rules. Keep the power on as long as you can. Generators just below the tower. The lights and stuff drain a lot of power, so just flick are on. When you've got all the down, you
Yes, you can keep talking. You can talk all he
should your
wants.
head. Keep the doors and windows locked when you're in there. It's just,
Uh-huh.
you know, it's not something you really need to do, but it's good for keeping yourself safe from intruders, lost hikers. When your power is up, you can use the computer.
Can I jump over? No, there's no jump.
You'll need to get some documents. Most of the things have a little code hidden in
I mean,
there,
I know,
you know, for
like, there's a point to having me travel so far to get my information. But it does feel like it's a very long walk for very little payoff. All right. Oh, let's see. 231 40. That one didn't work. 427 97. I guess if I took a moment to turn on the lights, I could probably see which one this is.
Anyway, have a good night. I'll send you some emails.
Excellent.
Following you along to the online security system. Anyway, good luck and I'll see you later. Oh, and the main thing we need here is some data coming from your position. We would send some guys to come
I'm
get
just
it,
gonna assume this is the second one. 97.
Anyway, keep an eye on that.
Wonderful. Press F.
You can make sure the
Oh.
relay tower is located on the side or up to date if you want to speed up the whole process, but, you know,
Huh.
probably wouldn't go outside for too long. Anyway, yeah, so yeah.
Okay. Flashlight is useful. 23140. So now what? All three relays are working. Is the power going to cut out again? Yeah, I don't know if you... I mean, we didn't go through your whole, like, instructional on the landing page, but I feel like if the only other thing I can do is turn on a flashlight... Oh, wait, why did it turn off? Why did the flashlight turn off? Is it out of power? I can't turn it back on. I guess I gotta go down and turn on the power? I'm, like, lost, dude. I am pressing F and I cannot turn on the flashlight. The battery ran out. How do you not have any indication of that? You really should have an indicator for that. Well, that time it worked well. So okay, how do I charge the flashlight? I didn't even know I had a flashlight. Until you mentioned it. Let's go up here. Again, I closed the door and I locked it, but now it's open? Is that supposed to, like, spook me or something? Oh, the window's unlocked. Let's not have that happen. Where do I charge the flashlight? There's a store in the computer? The food shop, yeah. Oh, batteries. Oh. I'm trying to understand like the purpose of what the store is. So you're telling me I see here there's like food and water. So I have vitals that I need to manage as well. I mean, I saw those on the screen, but I didn't know they actually played like much of a part. Because if the goal is to like maintain my sanity, is there really a point in having me also manage food and water? Do I like gain more sanity, or do I lose more sanity if both of those are less? I'd assume so. Okay, well now I gotta go down. Wait, why is the computer working if there's no power? I guess it's not working? But the screen is still on. I also seem to be trapped in my space. Can I get out of here? I think I'm soft locked. Oh, is the door open? It is open. Okay. This is a really bad situation I find myself in. Also, my interface seems to have vanished. Have you checked my videos? I'm not convinced. We're gonna clean this bot. Hold on. That is now the second time you have posted something winner's tea, so you get a ban. I lost sanity. Okay. Okay. I mean, knowing what I know now, I want to go in and I actually want to, like, try some of your systems and how they work. Obviously, I don't have time for that. So, unfortunately, I am going to have to call it here. Ben, I want you to come back. I want you to bring this tomorrow, and maybe we can really, like, tackle it. Just a few of my, like, takeaways from it, just to start. Like, you're bringing a lot of elements into this experience that I don't think is fully necessary. I don't think managing my food or water is needed. That being said, I don't entirely know, like, what factors are contributing to my sanity getting lowered. I would assume it has something to do with just, like, if the power cuts out and I'm in the darkness, I'm going to lose sanity. I mean, that's all that I seem to see a connection with right now. The food and water just seems very cumbersome and more like a chore. Everything on the computer is interesting. I think if you want to focus the experience on the computer, you need to, like, kind of rope it in a little bit. That includes the water and food management. I think if you took that element out, that would give a greater emphasis and to just trying to manage between those systems, going to the relay stations, keying in the codes correctly, and then doing it that way. I did take a screenshot, so it's not like I needed to go back to the computer to get the relay codes. If that was not your intention, I think you should probably figure out a better way to sort of dish that information out. Maybe there's, like, something I need to get, like a serial number off of the relay station, so then I could go into the console or the command console and and sort of figure out a way to deduce that. I think that could be an interesting puzzle that you could incorporate with something like this. It is rough around the edges, and I understand we're talking of a jam project here that you guys only did in a certain length of time. But I do feel like there's a lot of feedback that's missing. For one, the flashlight, I had no clue I had one for one. A simple UI element on your screen for the HUD would solve that problem. Also, the battery life of the flashlight, I think, should be clear. It should be visual. It should be somewhere that I can see, and I know if that's what you want to do is kill the flashlight. I know that there's only so much of it that's left, and that, you know, the nature of that alone, like managing the battery life, is an interesting element that can sort of like complement everything else that you're going for. But I do think that it's just something gets a little lost in the mix. Like, I don't know if you need to buy flashlights to keep the battery charged on the phone. Like, why don't you try one of those, like, those crank mechanism flashlights, you know, ones that you have to wind up to get the power. I think that could be interesting to, you know, have the players sort of input something to cause that to happen. Maybe it distracts them from the action that's happening on screen. Maybe they have to like look down and it distracts them for a moment while they wind up their flashlight. Like, that could be something that's a little more interesting than just like, here's something to help you to look. If that's all the flashlight is there for, though, is to just give you some way to see, I think it's perfectly fine to say that you have a headlamp or you have something on you that gives you that light. And then maybe it can unexpectedly turn off during scripted moments when you want to like spook the player. Things like that, you know? But anyways, I hope that was all clear. If you want more, I would love to play more. I just can't. We have to go. But thank you to everybody who tuned in. You guys are awesome. I'm looking to do more Bracky stuff, probably within the next week. I know I said tomorrow, but I just realized Down to Jam is going to happen. But for you, Ben, I will absolutely play your game during D2J submissions, but I am prepared to take on those tomorrow. And then I think, as far as this jam is concerned, you guys still have a week before voting has to end, right? Yeah. So we're just hitting 7 days remaining. Yeah, more to come with that. Of course, if you follow the channel, you can get updates. You can find me on all the major platforms and social media under Ginger Beardy Guy. And every Monday, I stream with a group of friends on another channel called Co-op Couch Show, and I encourage you all to check that out. We love to play really anything and everything together with friends, but we do like to prioritize cooperative experiences. So if you guys are interested in something like that, it's Co-op Couch Show. That's all one word. That's the profile for all of those platforms. And yeah, it's been a blast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. You guys have been fantastic, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.